Okay, we are moving on to 1.4, properties of real numbers. Your learning target, you can identify and simplify expressions using properties of real numbers. Here's the properties. Well, first off, you need to know what equivalent means. That's the first thing. The major vocab word is called its equivalent. You use properties to create equivalent statements. Equivalent just means two statements that are what? That are the same. Yeah, you knew it. That are the same. If I say they are equivalent, it means they equal. It means they are the same. So these properties we've been exposed to for a long time, but sometimes we forget. We have commutative property. That means switch the terms around. So A plus B equals B plus A. You flip them. Write it down. You have commutative property of multiplication, which means A times B is equal to B times A. Okay? Flip. Commutative is flip. And then we have the associative property. It's when you move the parentheses to different numbers. Okay? You move the parentheses to be with different numbers. You're associating with someone new. It's a good thing when we associate with many different kinds of people. So right now, in this example, the B and C are associated together. They're in the same group. Well, now we're going to apply the associative property, and now we can group A and B to associate together, and then C is unfortunately left out. Okay? That's just a regrouping, moving of parentheses. So associate, I think group, like who's in my little group? It's like your little home, and you're moving around, moving people. Commutative is just flipping. Identity, the value stays the same. Identity property has the word identity in there. It means you stay what you were. For example, 14 times 1 equals 14. I stayed the same. I kept my identity. 14 plus 0 equals 14. That's identity. I didn't change. A lot of kids, make sure you write these examples down, like you have to. You have to reference them. A lot of kids see 0 and they think 0 property. It's not true. 0 property is when the whole thing turns to 0. So that would be like 14 times 0 equals 0. That's 0 property. It's when everything turns to 0. And the last property is the multiplication property of -1. All that does is change signs. So from positive to negative. Okay. Okay. So this is our learning target. We need to know all these properties. How many do I have? I have commutative, associative, identity, 0, and the last one we don't apply that much. So it's really 4 main properties that you have to identify today. Commutative, flip. Associative, new people in your group, new numbers in your group. Identity, you stay the same. 0, everything turns to 0. Okay. Let's identify. X plus 0 equals X. Which property is this, do you think? Elena? Identity. Look at X stayed the same. It's like, whatever, I'm the same. It's identity property. Yes. 3 plus 5 parentheses equals 3 plus 5 plus x. Tatiana? Associative, because look, I have new friends in my group. The 5 and x are associating together, right? And now I have a regrouping of 3 and 5 are now hanging out together. Anytime you have new associates, it is associative property. Times 0, I don't know why it's written like that, it's weird. Maybe it's 10x times 0 equals 0. Alex?
0 property.
Heck yeah, it's 0 property. Because everything turned to 0. 5 plus 2x equals 2x plus 5. Okay, Amanda? Commutative, I flipped. I changed my order. Commutative. I hope you're kind of scaling yourself as you're doing this. Like, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I don't get it. I mean, you can always use your notes. That's the beautiful thing about this, is you can use your notes. Y4 equals 4y. What do you think that is? Rach? Well, what happened? There's a difference here. Y4 equals 4y. I changed something around. Connor? Commutative. I flipped. Commutative. Done. Okay. Now, right, make sure it's all written down. Now we're going to go to applying these, and that's fun. I don't think I'm going to do this one. But I do want to do the next one. It's so beneficial. You can use properties to do mental math by doing quick facts. You want to group together facts you know. You can simplify an expression really fast if you can do that. So for example, I'll show you 2 strategies to do this multiplication problem. You can go 4 times 6 is 24 times 25. Do you know that in your head? Does anybody know that in their head? Me neither. Or you can look for a fact you know. Whoa. So, this was strategy 1. Do you know what 25 times 4 is? How much? 100, right? So you could go 25 times 4 is 100, times it by 6, 600. Do you see the difference there? That's applying the commutative property. It's saying order doesn't matter. So I can regroup this, I can flip these. I can rewrite it as 4 times 24 times 6. But you don't need to do that. You just need to be able to and not really do it in your head, just know what you're going to group together. So I look, okay, what facts do I know fast? I know 25 and 4 fast, and then I times it by 6. Okay, I want you to do another one in your notes. I want to do 3 times 14 times 20. It's probably not going to work good. Let's do something else. 3 times 4 times 20. That's better. Okay. What fact do you know fast? I mean, you know 3 and 4 fast, don't you? But do you know 12 times 20 good? I don't know 12 times 20 good. Okay, so let me see if I can group something else. 20 and 3 is 60, right? 60 times 4, can you do that fast? 6 times 4 is 24. Okay, that's applying properties of mathematics. It's saying that I can use the associative property to group together fast facts. I lied, the commutative property, flipping. Okay? So that's application number 1, being able to do fast facts. So in your worksheet today, Please don't go the long way where you have to go like 12 times 20. Everything should be able to be done quickly by grouping together fast facts, okay? Oh, another good. This is a great page. This is so wonderful. All you do here, what does parentheses mean? Add, subtract, multiply, divide.
Multiply.
When they're sticking. So this, see how 4 is sticking to it? So this is 4 times 3, put the x there. That's it. Okay. Now is the 8 sticking to the parentheses? No. So now I can use a commutative property, or associative I mean, and rewrite it as 4 plus 8 plus 7b. Why did I do that? I did that because we haven't fully learned it yet, but you can't combine these two. They're not like terms, and maybe you remember from last year. So I'm only combining what I can combine. It's so big. So usually what I always do is underline. I go 8 and 4 is 12 plus 7b. Combine the like terms. Okay. On this bottom one, which ones can I combine?
6 and 3. 6 and 3.
The 6 and the 3. Now notice the 6 isn't sticking to the parentheses like the 4 was. That's why I could multiply. I multiplied here because it was sticking to it. Here it's not. So it's going to be 6 plus 3 is 9 plus 4h. Okay? Yep, that's good. What's the next page? Yep. I think this is the last page I want though. What's another? Yeah, this is the last page I want for today. Simplifying fraction expressions. All you do, these are one of my favorite things to do because I get to cross things out. I'm going to cross out common factors and simplify the coefficients. So here, I just kind of isolate, what's 12 divided by 4? 3. So you just write 3x. So it's the same as saying 12 times 4x, where you would just multiply them. Here you would just divide them. I don't understand. Do you see how this one is smaller? It just doesn't make sense. Okay. What can I cross out on this next one? What's on the top and on the bottom?
X.
X. So I can cross the x's out. Do I have a 0 on top?
Yeah.
It's not 0.
No,
It's a 1. Remember, 1 is super shy. 1 only comes out when 1 absolutely has to, and we're like, sorry, 1, you have to come out here. So that turns into 1 over 3. And the last one for today, what can I cancel out on this last one?
1.
Okay, and what's 6 divided by 2? So I'm left with 3, and then what else?
X.
Done.